We live in a vast world where we only get to see 10% of the creatures that existed since its beginning. From the era of humongous dinosaurs to what remains as tales, some of us can't even stand the thought of them existing on the same land as us. Even though they went to extinction, some ancient creatures took the phrase survival of the fittest too far. In today's video, we feature 10 ancient creatures that are still alive. Number 10. Crocodilians. This is the story of the Zimbabwean pastor who was eaten alive by 3 crocodiles trying to demonstrate to his church how Jesus walked on water in an area known as the Crocodile River. Ever read a documentary about crocs? If so, you might have crossed a line claiming that these blood-curdling creatures haven't changed since the era of dinosaurs. Well, this isn't true. Crocodiles are a reminder of a much bigger family that was called Crocodilomorphs, which existed 205 million years ago, tracing back to the Triassic. These are the ones that shared the world with dinosaurs. They evolved in phases like Sarcosuchus, which were approximately 40 feet long, around 112 million years ago. Dicosaurus was an ocean-going predator, while Pachysuchus was a bit smaller than them and had mammal-like teeth. To even mesmerize you more, imagine a replica of a normal crocodile with huge tusks and extra armor. Armadillosuchus was its name. You might think I'm a bit skeptical if I told you that this guy here comes from a lineage that existed 85 million years ago, and the likes of his brothers, alligators and gharials. Even though they look ancient, they just had to take the body that they would easily adjust to. Habits don't change, but they've been around for so long to maintain a look of aging, even at their birth. If they survived all through this time, then these giant brothers of modern crocs must be around. Could it be that Steve Irwin just located them at a different timeline? Number 9. Cassowary. This bird is the closest relative remaining of the dinosaurs. They're known to be dangerous. Their big claws that grow up to 9 inches are very sharp and can tear anything into 2. They existed 60 million years ago, and it's thought that they share the same world as dinosaurs. Their 3 taloned feet and respiratory systems happen to be similar. Okay, just a question though. Far from being as terrifying as their dinosaur cousins, how did they evolve this much? Number 8. Pelican. After peacock, this one takes the runners-up cup home for its beauty and elegance that flourish down its body. It's been present for so long, and it was discovered 300 million years ago. In the early Oligocene deposits found in Louvain, France, is where the oldest fossil of this pelican was found. Its beak was found to be intact and almost identical to the modern-day pelicans. This typically means that the advanced feeding apparatus was there already, in its existence in time. Pelicans are known to grow between 4 to 6 inches in length and can weigh up to 30 pounds. In fact, they're bigger than a bald eagle. They feed on small fish and dwell mostly in water. I know you're wondering if they do fly. Yes, they can soar high with their giant wings. What makes them extra, even though they're normal birds, is that they slap the water with their wings and feet to gather speed for taking off. So picturesque to marvel at a flock of them flapping the waters at once. There might be many species of them, but did you know that each of them has a gular pouch that can hold up to 2 gallons of water? Number 7. Hula painted frogs. While the wise say beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder, then mine could be lying to me about this toad. It's the most ancient but ugliest toad to ever exist. Some animals acquire names from their origin. You might be forced from existence, but you make a mighty comeback like this guy. Hula painted frog is a family of midwife toads. Sounds strange, right? It's named like that because the male takes responsibility for the eggs after fertilization. In the family of genus Latania, this amphibian is the only living member. It was thought to be extinct in 1950 when the Lake Hula was drained. 2 of its adults had already been collected in 1940, while a single specimen was collected in 1955. Even though it was kept low-key, it suddenly appeared in 2011. This mesmerized the scientists, and no one would have thought of such a thing. They only exist in the Israeli part of the world. This frog has a dark belly with white spots. On its sides, it's colored ochre with rusty gray or dark grading. This guy must be a loner. His nearest close member went extinct a million years ago. However, a fossil named Discoglosus was the last common ancestor who was estimated to have lived 32 million years ago. This has left the Hula painted frog as the living fossil of an ancient genetic split. Number 6. Okapi. This is an animal that resembles a zebra and a giraffe. It's a living fossil that lived 20 million years ago. Even though it was thought to appear in the 20th century, it's only common in the Democratic Republic of Congo. It came to the Eastern Europeans' know-how in 1901, when its stripes were presented before the Zoological Society in London. Number 5. Vicuna. If you're looking for a destination, make sure you put Peru at the top of your list. You might not want to miss the chance of taking a glimpse of the Princess of Andes. The South American part is where these camelids are found. It has an exceptionally long neck, slender legs, and a stout body. You might even think it's up for a beauty contest. They mainly inhabit the Andes Mountains in Peru. This animal is widely known for its high-quality wool. During the Inca era, it was hunted down. One life of this camelid was equal to one life of the person who took its life. Only members of nobility were allowed to get possession of the fleece from this beautiful animal. The number of the vicunas was reduced to 6,000 in 1960s due to unrestricted hunting. In 1974, the species was declared endangered and it had to be protected at all costs. Nowadays, it's hunted, sheared, and then released. This is much safer even though no one bothers on how it survives without its fur or being out in the cold. Typical humans. Number 4. Babirusas. Would you be mesmerized by the sight of an honored pig? The swine family is where this surreal animal comes from. It's characterized by its strong upper canines that grow vertically from its jaws, piercing through the upper skin of its snout. They have a lot in common with a regular pig, but this one has a much bigger stomach. They're also known as deer pigs and can be found in the Indonesian islands of Sulawesi and Baru. History has one of preserving itself. Prehistoric paintings of Babirusa have been found in the islands, and it's dated back from 35,400 years ago to the Ice Ages. The difference with modern pigs is its slow birth rate, allowing them to give birth to one or, at most, 2 young ones. That's why it has a slow population growth. This species is on the vulnerable list and is protected by the Indonesian government. However, logging endangers these species to poachers, and worse can happen if their habitat is destroyed. Number 3. Stingray. When you're about to throw a party, don't forget Mr. Stingray for the VIP. It won't get lit without him dusting the floor a little bit. With such moves, no wonder he survived through these years. Its oldest fossil was dated back 105 million years from the Jurassic world. If that's so, then how old is our universe? Factors such as habitat loss and climate change are also major diminishing elements of these species. Stingrays are also known to be less aggressive to humans, but in case you get too close, you might find yourself at the hospital chambers nursing injuries. It emits venom from its tail. Stingrays are known for their disc-like head and boneless body, which is made of soft cartilage. There are different species. Others are bigger than what we can imagine, like the manta rays and cow-nose rays. Already, it's been discovered that 539 of these species are endangered, while 107 are classified as threatened. We can't blame its predators because it's a chain, but humans too are a great threat. Number 2. White rhinoceros. Man, when I was younger, I was kind of disappointed when I realized that the white rhino wasn't white, and black too. Both of these rhinos share the same color. Let me enlighten you a bit. They live and have maintained 3 main distinctive differences. The white rhino has a coiled tail, while the black one has a straight one. While the black one has a pointed snout and is extremely aggressive, the white rhino has a flat snout and is less aggressive. That's why the white rhino is almost becoming extinct. Or is it because it's too good just to be wiped out slowly? Well, the uncontrolled hunting in the colonial era led to a major decline of these rhinos because it's unaggressive and live in herds. Nature has it that this kind of rhino was initially a descendant of Ceratotherium praecox, which existed around 7 million years ago. Being dated as prehistoric mammals, they're on the verge of extinction. This issue is so intense that it's already in the world's limelight because there are only 2 of them left in the world. Both females, Najin and Fatu, have been preserved in Old Pajita grounds, but none of them carry pregnancies. Najin has weak hind legs that don't allow her to carry her pregnancy. Even though scientists have successfully got a hold of their embryos, they're looking for a perfect black rhino that will play surrogate. Number 1. Sandhill crane. Let's end this list with this beauty over here. Whether stepping alone on the wet meadow or in the group, they have an elegance that calls for attention. They have tall legs, heavy bodies covered in gray feathers, and they're always filling the air with their distinctive rolling cries that can be irritating. They're estimated to be 2.5 million years old. If you would like to marvel at their beauty, head over to Mississippi in Cuba. However, don't count your luck yet. Since they're endangered, they tend to be isolated. Until next time, adios.